nice low end on those surrounds. Don't forget, it's just a Dolby Stereo 424 Matrix theatrical original. Wow. Who needs Atmos? What's Atmos? Immersive? This is pretty immersive. Oh, that thump. Wow, that jolt. So it's just squashed down just to the aspect ratio. Oh. That's a bit of a low end jolt, that. Bit of a kind of boom, thump. Bit of a bass kick, that. Slam. With a bit of depth. That's pretty good on the SAS. I call it the surround around seating. That's pretty good with this because it's not just a bass shaker; it's also a full range. So yeah, everyone's over there, but got to figure out how. I'm still got to figure out because this is still a bit of a, I've got quite a few of them. I've got to put them on these seats and figure out which way, I want to arrange them. Do I want to have them, like, say, just have a mono signal? Probably be better because stereo would be not impossible to hear, but it would be just a little bit problematic because because I would have to fit two of them per seat, and it got to be place specific. And listening to sine wave tones and checking with pink noise, and then thinking, yeah, leave it there, and without maybe necessarily equalising them, just leave them as they are, because as it is, it's giving quite a bit of a jolt, and in sync in time with the surrounds, because it's not acting like a bass shaker where it's just coming from the signal coming from, which is still part of the surround and everything else, but it's not sort of going the other way with a bass shaker. How bass shakers are on the seat. They only get the signal from the SWR channel if I want to use it, and it'll still have the same sort of thing there. Same sort of thing, but. Wow. Woof. Woof, that's a joke. I like it. And those microphones are all placed around around the surrounds. I've got to get a few more microphones, 7 and 8. Can't use that microphone there because that's a USB one. Got to get another few Behringers. One Behringer gave up a ghost. It's probably if I can strip it down, get the component out, it's probably could be a capacitor. Could be could be a simple component. But but you know, they're cheap. Cheap microphones they are. They do the task. So I'll probably get two more and then rig them up onto the other channels. I still haven't many because I hate going behind this rack. I really do. It's so damn complicated, but it looks so easy at the front. Well, actually, it looks complicated, but it's more complicated when I get to the back. Because got to keep coming back forth and looking and checking how far down the rack do is it this one or is that one? Because they all look alike, and it's so confusing. So I want to connect the SA10 back up, and then have the signal output go into the so take the surround output. This will only be for won't be for Dolby Atmos or anything like that, because that's 7.1, or whether it be 7.1 or 7.1 Atmos or whatever, couldn't care less. But Laserdisc basically here is back on the map. 90%. Atmos is gone down. Laserdisc has gone back up because the taste for theatrical mixes is just so delicious. So the output from the surround, it's running on here on this one. This one here is running from my surrounds for Dolby Stereo. So it's muted. So I'll take the signal output, put it through the wow, that's a jolt. Oof, that's a jolt when those things open. Oof. So does I take the surround? Yeah. Keep the input there, and then take the outputs. No, that's not right. Because if I make any additional change on there, it's going to skew up the matrix signal on there. Yeah, so it's the input leads going here. They got to come out and they got to come down, connect onto. I'm thinking whether I want to put this in the rack. Just make a few things a little bit simple, because then I'll have a little bit more gain control. Plus, I'll have a mono and stereo switch I can use. That could possibly fit in there. I think there was no. I think I've got another Behringer DCX that has to go in there. So maybe this thing module would have to go down a little bit lower, down here. So the signal output, okay. The signal input, oh gosh, it's confusing, because because you remember a matrix signal, it's got to have a signal that's in phase, in polarity, and frequency response. It's all got to be spot on. Can't do any equalization going into a left total, right total, into a matrix decoder, because it will skew up the signal. It's got to be, otherwise it won't work. Yeah, so I've got, and then the output will then come up and then plug back into here for the regular surrounds, and then the additional back part of the surround, or the left half, right half, that will come out from the decoder here, and that will plug into channel 7 and 8 on the decoder, because 7 and 8 are not used at the moment. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, so I've got to connect up 7 and 8. Is that confusing?